Welcome back. Welcome back to Uncovering Myself, Navigating Depression as a Black woman in my 30s. This is a series where I've been chronicling my journey through IPO as I've been on short-term disability because of a depressive that included suicidal ideation. And I don't know if I've ever told you guys that completely. Maybe it took this long for me to be upfront about it. But that's why we're here. Really quickly, this week I didn't have a lot of vlogging. It's really kind of like a monologue. It's kind of negative. I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's a little embarrassing, and I'm quite embarrassed to share it, but I started this, so I'm going to go through it completely. And not that if you start something you have to finish it if you feel uncomfortable. I'm doing it afraid. I definitely had a hard week. It was tough. Let me go ahead and bring out my notes. So the words for that week were miserable and ashamed. It was a just all in all an awful week mentally and emotionally. I wasn't coping well with the things that were going on. I don't think I was even using my coping skills. I think I forgot what coping even meant. I was just hitting these emotions and I wasn't able to deal with them. To me, they were the enemy. I'm trying to control those emotions, which is, almost like impossible. You know what I mean? So I should be living with the emotions instead of trying to control the emotions. And that week, the emotions were controlling me. I'm going to upload this terribly awful monologue, but it might be triggering to some people. This is a lot of negativity, but it is my truth. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop it up there. So there we go. Clearly this is gonna be a shorter vlog because it's Wednesday night. It's Wednesday night. It has been a hard week. The week was not nice to me. A little bit of it is me. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Let's close this door. Probably gonna hear the fan, and I'm so sorry about that. I am where I am. I really wanted to pay to get my braids taken out today, but wasn't fiscally responsible, so I'm taking them out myself. I was supposed to start at 3. It is 10:44. Woo, honey, the girl is a smart one. So just to catch y'all up. So Monday was a me day. It was depression and anxiety doing it to me. Negative self-talk. I'm so tired of therapy talk, but I guess that's what it is. I think I learned if you're not somebody's family, they will leave you behind. In a heartbeat, honey. You could be best friend all you want. They will leave you behind every day. You get left if you're not family. And that's by marriage or by blood. You're gone. You left. You're not important. You're not priority. And that was a very hard lesson. It hurt like a mother sucker. Yes, it did. It burned. But that's how I see all my friendships now. So, I don't know. Basically, I was just like, my feelings are hurt because I don't hear back from people, but people have families and you ain't their family. So, it is what it is. I even know mascara, and every time I'm mad about it. This is the most annoying thing to me. So is my foundation not set? My concealer is set. My foundation and my blush is gone. But everything up here set. Everything here gone. So anyway, so basically my feelings were hurt because I didn't hear back from people, but at the same time I'd be like, well, you ain't their family, so what makes you important? But then I'll have friends that show up for me and they don't have families. But because they also don't have families, they have a different understanding of they're living a different life. They have family, but they don't have their own families, you know what I mean? They don't have husbands and children. I don't have a husband and children either. I have a child. And that lovely child of mine will bring us to Tuesday. I won't tell y'all what happened, but I will tell you it really brought up my complication with perfectionism and stereotypes and Black excellence. The lack thereof in my life. But basically, actually, is that all of Monday? So Sunday, I saw this gorgeous dress on the side of the road. Super dark wood, no wood rot. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. I was like, I gotta get back to my house. I was thinking maybe I would change out the knobs or whatever. And I don't know. I'm not a DIY person, so it's not like I was gonna really do too much to it, but I just probably give it a good cleaning and maybe change out the knobs. Maybe. Very big maybe. So I get there, I'm looking at it. I took a picture, I look at it, and I'm like, I gotta get this to the house. So I hit up a couple people, and I'm like, need this in your car. No, it won't fit in a body car. And nobody I know has a truck, and I can't afford to rent a truck. So I can't get the dresser. And I know it's gonna rain this week, so I was like, either the trash man is gonna get to it first or the rain is. So for some reason, that was just really upsetting to me. And then I didn't have the right cord to download certain media to the iPad, and it was just ridiculous stuff, just driving me nuts. And it sucked. I was spiraling, and it was just so stupid. You know what I'm saying? It was just dumb things. Why is this upsetting you so much? That Sunday before Easter Sunday was just so good to me. It felt so fulfilling, incredibly fulfilling. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I got family, and my mom, she created this Easter meal, and she had lamb. That was the first time Trey never had lamb, or at least that's what first time he remembers having lamb. And she made this pasta meal for my brother because he's vegetarian. I forgot what it's called. Maybe I'll put it on the screen if I remember. But I don't know. But the menu was really adorable. It was giving garden party Easter, and I just thought that was so cool. And it just reminded me how much my mom, in my mind, just stayed a stay-at-home mom. She would have been so good at it. But unfortunately, she had to work for a living. So anyway, so for holidays, we tend to watch a movie while we eat. I don't know how millennial that is, or sign of the times that is, but we tend to watch a movie while we eat because nobody's sitting at the table. We're all sitting in the couch in the living room. I got a knot. Damn it. So Monday I was feeling sorry for myself. Let's say that. Monday I was feeling sorry for myself. I guess you're not really supposed to say that in therapy words, but I had a lot of negative self-talk going on, and I was finding it really hard to get out of the loop. Nothing was going right. It was one of those days where all the small things are throwing you off. And I just wanted to unplug myself because all the feelings were overwhelming me. I was overwhelmed by all of the emotions. And I had lost my pill. I had like a daily pill organizer. Lost it. So that really sucked. So lost my daily pill organizer that day too. But then comes the next day. So then the next day, this incident with Trayton happens. It really awakens my fear, just like fear. You know what I'm saying? It literally was like fear. And it was like, why can't you be perfect? Why can't you be close to it? Everybody told me, you don't know what these people have going on. I don't give a darn. I'm gonna look perfect. And that's insane. Yes, I'm sure that's insane. Whatever. That's the truth. I would like to seem like I have it together. And then just be like, oh, well, I have a support system. And that's why it seems like that. Nobody's perfect. I get it. Nobody's perfect. Oh, nobody's perfect, baby. Hey, it was just perfect for me. But we rockin', we rollin'. So it was just like F-U-C-K, not another knock. Another freaking knock. You know what I mean? Oh, and it was really messing with my head. I already feel like I'm the stereotype. And I'm always trying to not present as a stereotype. And I know that some people are just like, who cares if I look like a stereotype? Okay, I care. I don't want to look like the stereotype. It F's with me very much. And so I just want to be good. You know what I mean? I just want to, I never got, my plan A got sucked away from me. And I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I was stupid. My priorities were messed up. Nobody's saying not in control of my movements when I was 19, but I was stupid. I was a stupid 19-year-old. I wasn't who I am today. Those decisions I made then, I wouldn't make today. You know what I mean? So when I think about it, it really ruffles me because I say my plan gets stolen from me. I made the decisions because I was focused on the wrong thing and put me and myself in this situation. I cannot go through another 10 years of hating myself, being so ashamed of my life having to be plan B. And I know somebody's plan B story is somebody's success story or whatever. Okay, that's one story. Woohoo. So they'll be like, Martha Stewart started when she was 45, so we're gonna use Martha Stewart for the rest of the time. Like, people there are in the world. We got one Martha Stewart. I didn't want to have to be plan B. I wanted plan A. And so for a very long time, I would not let up off of myself for not doing plan A. And now I feel like I'm in the second version of hell because I've projected my desires and wants for a teenage black person onto my child instead of really giving him the space to be himself. And that's really hard because I thought for the most part that I had been a good mom. I don't cook every night. I'm not perfect. But I thought that I had raised like a child who cares about people, who thinks about things. He's not short-sighted. He's not dumb. But I don't know. I'm scared. I didn't have to, but I told my group the situation. I was really afraid to tell them because I'm the only black person in the group. And that is of relevance to me specifically, into why I think this way. And I wasn't going to tell them, but I guess I can't expect healing if I'm not being so for real, basically. How do I expect to get better if I'm in here lying or telling half truths? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It was just, I was really weird about it. I'm sitting down 5 braids. I need to do my skincare. I need to clean this counter off. I need to eat. So that means I need to cook. I ain't gonna be able to one. And that's not good, whatever, time management, or whatever they call it. Whatever they be saying. Ooh, crap. So on the TV, I've got the 7, I don't know why I wanna call them the 7 gentlemen. I'm almost sure that's not what it's called. The Magnificent 7. Why couldn't I say that? I don't know, but it looks good. And I wanna finish watching it, but my night routine is that I am not supposed to be watching this stuff to go to sleep. I'm supposed to peacefully fall asleep, you know what I'm saying? Brown noise. Wake up at a reasonable time and go do some physical activity. And you know what? That might be why this week has been hell on earth. I have not done an iota of physical activity. Oh my God, my eyes hurt. My eyes were sore because I was crying so much last night, which is a shame. Is it a shame? I don't know. The moment I got the call, I was in tears. I was like, it couldn't have took 10 seconds. And waterworks. That's how I know I'm not okay. Because I'm not saying this Christina was better, but there is a Christina who is just ready to clock. But that Christina she was confident that she knew what she was talking about. This Christina is not confident. I don't even think it's that much makeup on my face left, honestly. But I hope I'm not. I hope I'm making sense when I'm talking, but because I'm thinking I'm going into my head and then I'm coming back out. But basically, I've been challenged a lot already this week, challenging my perfectionism that I deal with. And I'm gonna be that person and be like, I'm a Virgo, so I know, or it kind of lines up that I struggle with this so intensely. But God, what do I have to show for it? You know what I'm saying? A dead-end job. I'm not like McDonald's, but I'm not a job where I'm like, I do this. Guess how much you get paid for it. Also, they say the world's gonna end in the next 20 years. So effed up issues gonna keep happening. And so how old am I gonna be with my 37? So 57, by the time it starts lining back up again. Really, I just want to be attractive still. I forgot they told us we're supposed to do the mouthwash first, but whatever, it's all good. Ooh, I still have a lot of makeup on. All right, I don't normally show y'all products while I'm in this form of me. Why not? Maybe y'all curious. Somebody asked me about skincare the other day. They was like, your skin looks so great. And I was like, because I cry a lot. No, just kidding. But I just be like, kid you not joke. That's not funny. And be like, that was good, Jean. All-in-one lactic acid treatment by Sunday Riley. I actually don't know if these work together, but Cat Burke, I believe it's Cat Berkey. Ooh, that was hard. Lift and Fill Form Control Marine Collagen Gel. This is probably really good to do with my washa. Be right back. So, I don't think anybody pays attention to me online. I'm just posting and eating it. Nobody will pay attention to it till I'm dead. I don't know if I did that right. Hold on. I really don't know if I'm even doing this. Oh, that's cool. Your 11s. I had no idea people even thought this hard about half this stuff. Use this for your 11s. Your 11s? But I guess I am 37 now, so I guess I could stand to care about my skin. So, I do my skincare. Boom! Alright, and then use my retinol by Kiehl's. It's retinol fast release wrinkle reducing night serum. I'm supposed to use it at night. I don't have wrinkles. I really don't know why I be using it. They say it to me, so why not? Again, preventative. Let's bring preventative. Because even though they say black don't crack, let's not act like we ain't seen some cracked black. You know what I'm saying? And then we use the hyaluronic. This is by Dr. Zenobia, which I'm not familiar with. But it says Dr. Zenobia Hormonal Dermatology Essentials. And this is the hyaluronic acid plus peptide serum. It regulates 360 complex antioxidants, firms, nourishes, plumps, and toning skin. It seems like it does a lot, right? That's like my third serum. I think we're serumed out for the evening. Now for Mrs. Murad, and this is the Renewing Eye Cream, which I never feel like I'm doing the eye stuff right. I always feel like I could be doing it better. I'm supposed to pat it. I'm always afraid it's gonna be in my eye. And if I rub my eyes in my sleep, I'm gonna see. And they always are like, don't put it in your eye. I'll be like, well, what if I'm a klutz? I didn't used to be a klutz, but in my 30s, again, I'm a new bride, klutz of the year. More retinol. I don't even know what retinol does, but it's in everything now. Josie Martin. I just honestly always use these because they're pink. I never use the orange one. I have the pink, I have the orange scrub, and I have the orange butter. The orange butter. I never use it. But the pink, I'm gonna put that on every day. Never forget. I genuinely think it's just because it's so pink ball. That's really it. Very simple. I'm easily convinced. Look at that, honey. Period. And who is this? This is Josie Maran. I'll call her something else. I think I called her Josie Martin. I'm so sorry. Josie Maran Pink Algae Pro Retinol Moisturizer. Plump and revitalized. Plump. I look plump. I look revitalized. I really should keep this to travel with me, but I don't be traveling. I'm poor. So I'm using Tatcha's Overnight Repair Serum in Cream. Oh, cream serum. That's interesting, right? What a thought. I think I'm gonna use my Kiehl's, it's the second Kiehl's product tonight. Ultra Facial Overnight Rehydration Mask with 10.5 squalene concentrated formula to replenish and strengthen the skin barrier, period. And I said postally, what is that? Basically, you just rub it on the face. It's a mask, so I just be like, if it look like if I can see it. And then you just wash it off in the morning. Sometimes you be like, did I get any product? But anyway, y'all, I think that should be the catch up. Today I had therapy. I told these people what I was going through. I don't know if that was the best idea, but I did. Now they in my business. And the therapist was like, I'm really happy you came. I was super anxious in class. I know I was anxious because I was doing weird shit with my body. And I came home and one of my girlfriend, the girlfriend in question is the girl who, I don't know if I actually told y'all, but I was in the car with the other night from the other week. Do y'all remember? So we went to lunch. It was nice. She was sweet. I'm just gonna wake up early. Am I gonna sleep tonight? Who knows? We went to lunch. I came back home, fell asleep watching Meet Joe Black. And I have this thing for old movies now. I know the movies ain't that old. Nobody fight me. Well, 90s movies, I'm pretty much obsessed. And their whole vibe. Oh God. First of all, Brad Pitt in that movie, that haircut. All my crushes had that haircut. And embarrassingly, let's be fair, I went to a middle school that was predominantly Caucasian. All my crushes were white boys, but it is what it is. All of my BET crushes, all my TV crushes, all my celebrity crushes were black men. All of my in-person crushes were white boys. But anyway, so I watched that, fell asleep, woke up, and I was like, oh, I need to get this YouTube video up. Got it up. Trayton came home. That's the update. So maybe it won't be so short because I'll be yapping for the first 15 minutes. This is real wood. There's this weird, that one's fine. And then I just saw this. If item is considered sold, the bottom ticket is removed. So even if I did want to paint it, it's dead. All right, you guys. So as you can see, You know, I said earlier that it was like just a really awful negative week, but there was one day, I think it was a Wednesday, it might have been that Thursday, where I was like, no, I'm gonna get stuff done, you know? And I ran through my to-do list. I mean, I went to go pick up my drugs being prescriptions. I went to go get my nails done, these nails that I shouldn't have done. This was is it dopamine, or what do they call it? Oxytocin. It might have been oxytocin. But then I dropped off some clothes, one of those places that see if they can resell your clothes, dropped them out, picked them up, dropped off what they didn't take to Goodwill, went to Goodwill, and I went to see, you know, what they might have had available because I needed a dresser because my house, it was just a mess, you know, and that obviously contributes to your mental health. And I think I went home, but I felt incredibly accomplished that day. So even though that week, a negative overcast, there was little positive blips in it. So you can still feel positivity in the middle of stress. I guess that was like a lesson I learned. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, because you know we're gonna do our 3, 2, 1, 3 things I learned. One of the 3 things is you can still feel positivity in the middle of stress. Another thing is I learned that I am not my child's decisions. In the monologue, you probably heard me kind of mention something that I'm not going to speak towards because it's Trayton's life, you know, like, so I'm not going to put his business out here because he didn't elect to do this. This is my thing. But I spoke towards how it affected the perfectionism that I deal with. I have this rubric that weigh myself against, and that gives me my self-worth, which is a really, really like, it's a really awful thing. It's just really something that I struggle with. I can't wait to get to that place when you can't touch it. When you can't think less of me than I think of myself. And if you think less of me than I think of myself, that's a you problem. It's not a me problem. You're not gonna get me to think less of myself. When I get there, I'm gonna be unstoppable. We're not there yet though. But the perfectionism is just me, and I'm trying to stop it. I don't want to project that onto my child. Like, that's my fear. I'm not my child's decisions. He makes his own decisions, and those decisions have consequences. And I learned that the longer I avoid something, the bigger it becomes. Like, avoidance is not an appropriate response to life. You can't avoid things forever. You have to be honest with yourself, and you have to approach whatever the situation is head on, even though that feels very like, you know, duh, but I still do it. So it's a lesson. It's like it's a lesson I'm relearning. Maybe you learn the same lesson more than once. 2 things that were challenged in me. So we moved on from 3 to 2. I was challenged to give my child consequences, even though I really hate enforcing consequences. I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, I would get in trouble, and then you would be in trouble for a certain amount of time. And like, you had to keep it. You knew that amount of time. You definitely knew that amount of time. But as a parent, you had to keep up with that amount of time. I feel like my child knows that I'll forget, and he will slide. See, he'll slip and slide back into just to see if I'm gonna call him out. And if I don't call him out, he'll be like, oh, she forgot. She forgot what my consequences was. You know what I did? I did forget. I 1000% forgot. So I don't like to hand up consequences with time limits because I'm forget. Baby, I'm already stressed. Okay? So but this particular situation needed very firm consequences. I think they needed time limits because those were going to really, they needed to have certain consequences that he was gonna feel, you know, a little bit more deeper than something like a bad test grade, you know. But anyway, one of the challenges I had was showing up for a friend when I didn't feel like it. And I think we talk about it a lot now on the internet. It seems like to be a popular topic of conversation is there's no village anymore. People don't have villages, blah. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel like I have a kind of village, but I don't have the village that I used to have. I have a village that will show up for me, period. If I call them, they're coming today in a few minutes. Even if they can't make it right then, they gonna fix it. Once somebody in the group gonna make sure somebody makes it to you. And I love those people down to the ground, because not a lot of people will be like that for you in your life. And they serve a certain purpose in my life, and I feel like different friend groups can serve certain purposes, and they just can't serve the hole that I have, that I'm missing from the friend group that I had before. Just like my people, I'm kind of still missing that, but I do know that these are the people that are gonna show up for me, so I'm gonna show up for them. And so I didn't want to go, but I did go to the birthday situation. I put on clothes and I was on theme and I helped set up and I showed up. And one thing I'm proud of, so I was proud of myself for splitting appetizers and entrees with a friend so we can enjoy a night out, which I love a good dinner out with a drink and an appetizer and an entree and a little something sweet at the end. I don't even normally like something sweet, but now I have got to the point where if I go out to eat, I want all of the stages. I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I want a drink. I want a cocktail. I want to try the appetizer. I want an entree, and I want a little something sweet at the end. That's how I'm at. That's where I am in my dining life stage. That is not an inexpensive experience. So that night, somebody actually recognized me, so we didn't have to pay for our drinks. What a lucky night. We were in budget. The drinks were covered. What a lucky night. So that is the conclusion of this week. Woo! Sometimes you're just so hard on yourself and it's so unnecessary. But thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna leave a prompt in the caption. Please go ahead and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe so this can get out to any other people who need to or want to see this type of content. You all have a lovely rest of the day.